What's going on, everybody? It's the Bag of Tricks here. Welcome back to another video. If at any point in this video you're like, wow, I really want to buy this camera, this looks pretty dang cool, then be sure to use the link down below in the description. You'll get an invisible selfie stick for free, and they're always running all types of other sales. So again, link in the description. Check it out if you're interested. A few years ago, I received my first ever 360 degree action camera, an Insta360 X4, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was pretty skeptical of it. At the time, I considered 360 cameras to be kind of gimmicky with a super warped look that I really did not enjoy. And while they could do some pretty unique things, the thought of having to edit 360 degree clips made me really nervous. And I was just so comfortable with my single lens GoPro camera at the time that honestly, I didn't think I would ever make the switch. Early on though, the X4 was clearly superior when I was riding alone, allowing me to get third-person shots of myself with the invisible selfie stick as well as great POV shots. But unless I was alone, I was still opting for the single lens cameras I had. But the longer I used the X4, the more I began to really understand the true potential of it, and the more I realized that the things I was skeptical of at first weren't really issues at all. Editing 360 degree footage with the Insta360 desktop or mobile app was surprisingly easy, and you can tell Insta360 really puts a lot of time and effort into making 360 degree footage as accessible and as simple to use as possible. De-warping your footage to get rid of that crazy 360 degree, you know what I'm talking about, like 360 footage can look really weird and really unnatural, but de-warping it is also super easy within their app. And so the X4, because of the huge amount of ways you can use it and because it was actually really simple to use and edit with, soon became my main camera for every day on the hill. And I wasn't looking back, but I did miss some things from the old single lens camera I used, those things being image quality and slow motion capabilities. Compared to my single lens cameras, which filmed in 4K, the reframe footage from the X4 was closer to like 1080p since it's 5.7K distributed across the entire 360 degree image, and it also only shot in 30 frames per second, making slow motion not really an option. So while I was extensively using the X4 camera, and last year I literally used it every single day out on the mountain, and I was loving it 99% of the time, I couldn't help but think that if it had just slightly higher image quality, or if it had the ability to shoot in slow-mo when filming in 360 degrees without losing a ton of quality, then it would pretty much become the only action camera you'd ever need. Enter the Insta360 X4, and guess what improvements came to the X4? Higher image quality and slow motion capabilities. Now, there's a massive list of other improvements, but for me, those two updates were an absolute game changer. The X4 now shoots in 8K across that 360 degree image, which is a huge step up from the 5.7K and is very noticeable. And now the 5.7K mode, which I used all the time, now supports 60 frames per second, making slow motion in 360 degrees a reality, which is huge for somebody that is an action sports content creator. So now to the title of the video. Is the X4 really the only action camera you'll ever need, or is that just clickbait? Well, let's think about it. By using the X4, right off the rip, you're getting the full slate of features that are only possible with a 360 degree camera. This means that you're getting unbeatable third-person shots with the invisible selfie stick. You can film yourself and your squad in ways that it's just simply not possible with a single lens camera. And Insta360 has so many attachments that make it easier to film yourself in third person. There's really nothing quite like it when it comes to third person shots, but you're also getting unbeatable POV shots. A lot of times, single lens action cameras like GoPros or the DJI Osmo Action are used for POV shots, but even with whatever ultra wide lens adapter they're selling now for those cameras, the X4 will have at least twice the field of view, giving you the most visibility and the most field of view possible, which I think is extremely important for POV. You want to capture as much as possible and then be able to reframe and crop it down later to make sure you're getting all the best parts of those clips. And then let's talk about follow cams, because I feel like a lot of people that film follow cams, which is where somebody's following you with a camera and filming you, they just don't feel like they really need a 360 360-degree camera for that, right? And the short answer is no, you don't really need a 360-degree camera for that. But with a 360-degree camera like the X4, you can take them to the next level. You can make them literally look like an FPV drone is out on the mountain with you. And also, you never ever have to worry about your buddy who's filming and maybe he's not that great with the camera getting the angle of the shot wrong. The X4 captures everything and you can worry about the framing of the shot later. So yeah, even follow cams are just unbeatable with this camera. And now you can do all of this that I've talked about in slow motion with a crisp image that rivals any single lens camera. But what if you're somebody that wants the absolute highest image quality and frame rate options possible, or you really don't like the idea of editing 360-degree footage? The X4 doesn't only shoot in 360, it also has a single lens mode, which offers higher image output quality options than the 360 mode. In single lens, the X4 shoots up to 4K 60 frames per second while offering all the same stabilization and field of view features as other single lens action cams, and 99% of consumers won't be taking full advantage of shooting at something like 5.3K 60 FPS or 4K 120 FPS anyways. And I see those modes as being selling points rather than modes that will be widely used and widely adopted. For most of you out there, 4K 60 FPS is more than enough, and so the single lens mode on the X4 will be more than enough. Plus, you're still getting all of those other 360-degree features that we've talked about earlier in this video. So to me, I don't think it's clickbait. I think it's pretty easy to make the case that you simply no longer need to buy single lens cameras. I really think the X4 killed them, and I'm not just saying that because I partner with Insta360. I'm genuinely serious when I say that for action camera purposes, the X4 gives me everything I could possibly need. There is no use case that it can't handle, and it is the only action cam that I'll be bringing on the mountain. And once you get the hang of this camera, once you really understand how it works, it's literally unbeatable, guys. This is the best camera for the average consumer out there. I'm super excited to use it this season, and if you're looking to buy a do-it-all camera, then this is the one for you. Again, the link will be down below in the description for this camera. I would suggest the X3 and the X4. They're both extremely good, and really you only need the X4 if you want to shoot that slow motion 360-degree footage in the highest quality possible, or you just want the highest image quality possible. But if you've seen X3 clips and you're happy with how those look, it's a phenomenal camera as well. So go ahead, pick some up before the sale runs out. If you guys have any questions about either of these cameras, please leave them down below in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.